Hello and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. I'm wary, but we've moved forward! Now that everyone is settled in, I expect me and Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayuri and Monica are having cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like it's the same book she lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah! Crap! I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. Yuri, ... But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry! That's me! Sorry! I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I already made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was too focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Ah, well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear that. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyways? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. I don't like this! Alright. I just want to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison, and her whole life is in danger. She needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, but so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Renzik? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, but so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems completely different. It's just those kinds of stories. They challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophies that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Ah, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. Ah, what do you say? It's just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here. I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. I don't know if this is like because I chose more words that related to her making the poem or if it's actually just a story thing. I think it's something to do with choosing the words, otherwise they wouldn't have put that there in the first place. And she did jump up more, so she got more poem points, as I like to put it. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. Man, my presence of reading is gone, that's for certain. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting, not confusing. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. Ugh. Speed reading out loud is a lot harder than speed reading in your head. Ugh. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? Yeah, I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. Oh! This confused me for a second. Between the two of them, it sounded like you want to start talking in third person, but this is first person, this is third person. But he meant the desks. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold up the book. I guess that makes it comfortable, kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips it to her side. But holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face as she is in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she's finished with the page before me, so I turn it by my own violation. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she captures it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of words. The main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. But she also second-guesses a lot of things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Ranzik, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait! I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. ... Yeah, I guess he was talking about the main character, so... how the main character can have negative traits and all that. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I never knew what to... Surprise! I it's time we share today's poems with each other. Oh, we didn't even read the poems. So this was just something that was meant to happen. Alright. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Oh. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. What would you prefer? I only read it with you. I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright! I stand up. I make a mental note where I left off in the book and then slip it back into my bag. I wish I could do that when I read a book. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done any of this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Oh no. I understand what this game is now reminiscent of. I never played one before, so it took me a while. It's a dating sim. It's effectively a dating sim, and I never played one before. I mistook it as a visual novel. I read a lot of those. Like Choose Your Adventure stuff. Oh boy. Who's best girl? I don't know. Yuri has more points. Show it to Sayori first. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it to Sayori first. Yeah, this seems like the logical choice. Though maybe that's what they're trying to fake. That's what they're trying to get me to do. Be logical in a dating sim that is marked with horror tags on Steam. Fear. She's my good friend, after all. ... This is a good poem, Ranzik. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. I thought you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It reminds me of how you're really... It reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Ranzik. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Shut up. Trying new things like this for other people, that's something only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and we're gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'll hold you to that then. Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret and I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Yeah. I know who that's to. Sayori? This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No? Just a little bit? You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Ah, yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast. Ha! It's probably true, but I do that all the time. I'm normally too tired to make my own breakfast. I'm lazy. You wanna fight about it? I'll take a nap on you. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyways, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monika's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. I guess since I think I've seen Yuri jump up the most, I will click this. Well, the little chibi. ... As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Eh? What's that? Question mark? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth and ends up covering her whole face. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imaginary metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. ... Well, I know that. I just made them. Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason why I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I've recognized is that new writers try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style to separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is both the style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. My voice cracked! Oh god! The voices are killing me! Oh! My throat hurts! I might have to take a break after this. Ugh. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. It's okay to be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do! I'd love to share my thought processes behind it. Yuri smiles dreamingly, as if it's a rare opportunity for her. Which herself, it's kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath an amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light thick... the light... What is that? I think that's thickens. Not... yeah, I thought it says flickers? Or... no, it could be flickers. The light... thicken. I flicken back. The light flickens. I flicken back. This makes more sense. I'm sorry. For some reason, I just can't read this word. I don't know if that's an H. That's all. I'm moving on. Oh no! I clicked out! I clicked out! We're fine? Alright, we're fine. I clicked out of the screen. Yuri? ... I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. Not really! You're just too good. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But you took a long time to... oh no! Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Yeah, better than my handwriting, that's for sure. That's a relief. I also like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since our first time sharing, I want to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Ranzik. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance it over, after all. Remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, the present subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. It's me! It's gotta be me! Uh-oh. It's me! Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, I'm gonna let go of the past. And soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. This game has me on edge. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I probably learned a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Ranzik. Me too. I'm kind of, since she kind of like talked about Natsuki, I'm gonna click Natsuki. ... Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyways, I guess I'll show you mine. Not that you like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Woo! Talk about minimum effort! Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I didn't hate it. I just said it was lazy. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then I made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. Uh-oh. Am I biased? Or am I dumb? I vote for the latter. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Oh, I'll show it to Monica. Hi, Ranzik. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever had any suggestions for the club, new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ha 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 ha! Don't worry, Ranzik. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But that's the sort of barrier we all go through. It's the sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Mm-hmm. Great job, Ranzik. I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. Not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That is me! That way it always counts when I put in some effort. Haha, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Oh boy. It looks like I got a Yuri point, and I don't know who to go for. Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism, unlike Yuri, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuisances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. Yeah, I'm be trying a lot of different things. Many different people. She's a trial run, basically. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That doesn't mean I hate her! I just don't know what I don't know what I'm... Who's best girl? It's a dating sim, essentially. So who's best girl? I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find that kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased to their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Are you sure about that? Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the speckle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see it. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun, but it's too late. My retinas already scorched with a permanent copy of meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that's the kind of style that's gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and line. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It was me! Again! It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's just better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this: if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hands and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Ooh. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Ranzik did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Ranzik liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Ranzik appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Uh-oh, I don't like this. And how do you know he appreciated my advice more? Aren't you full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Ranzik started showing up. She patted! Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! I don't like fighting, guys! Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Ranzik! She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Ranzik. But wait! There's a reason why we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meanings the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only necessary limiting yourself, but also a waste. You understand that, right, Ranzik? Well? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So, of course, that's going to be... Oh. Well, you know what, guys? That's for the next episode. This is a very interesting... This is a very interesting game so far. I don't know what to expect of it. I really don't. And that's what's kind of got me on edge. The intro. The tags. I've said this before, but come on! I also don't know who to go with. I'm very picky about my girls. Like, I suck at dating sims. I've never played them. Actually, no. Maybe I have played them a whole bunch. Yeah, that's it. Oh, God. This is just gonna awful. I'm so bummed. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me, guys. Oh, I'm in for an interesting time if this game's got me this on edge. I'll catch you all in the next episode. Bye!